and sharing my screen now as well. Now, so I guess the first thing that it's, no harm as well to do is to, sign in. So I'll just show you how I do it. And this will just be a real starter. So I'm going to go to office.com and I'm going to simply click sign in. So if you want to follow along with me, and if I tilt my head to the right, what you'll see is I'm just having a quick look at the chat. So I will pop in and out of that chat a little bit during it, or as best I can anyway. So yeah, bearing with me here. I'm just going to turn my head for a second. I'm going to sign in, and I'm going to give you a chance to sign in as well. So those are the credentials I'm going to choose to sign in here. It's my test account. I'm also just going to look at Teams on another side as well. And then we're going to start it off as well. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, while you're getting signed in and while you're getting to that screen, I'm going to bring up a PowerPoint. I don't have, a lot of slides, but one slide I like is, I guess I like this one. I'm going to turn off the subtitles as well, actually. There we go, we don't need it. Okay, perfect. So a little curtain draw, okay. So to start with, my name is Stephen Eustace. I am we call it post-primary educator or secondary school educator, ages 12 to 18 here in Ireland. And I'm a teacher of maths and business, or math and business, however you might say it, and computers. So currently I'm on a career break working with Microsoft Education Ireland to help teachers get the most out of technology, to have, amazing experiences, to improve student outcomes, to have more fun, to, really use technology to, I think, do meaningful things like, improve well-being for both students and teachers. So that's one of the big things for me. You can connect with me there by scanning that QR code if you wish to do so. I'm going to turn my head to the right for a sec there. So if you want to scan that QR code, please do, and connect with me. Also, there's my Twitter details there. So at Eustace_Stephen, and there's my little kind of avatar I made with the Xbox avatar maker. Sometimes people ask me, how did I make it? So I made it like that, and I really like it actually. So a little overview of the session. So with any session for me, my aim is to inspire, first of all. I'm not really kind of a masterclass kind of person in the way I think about things. I always aim to just start off, go nice and slow, and bring everyone with me. So I'll give you an idea of some of what's possible. I don't think in any session I've ever covered everything that's possible with Teams or with OneNote or whatever. There's just so much goodness, so I can't really do that. Oh, brilliant. Hi, guys. There's more people coming in. Excellent. Yeah, so I don't think I've ever, done it all in one session. It's too much goodness. So inspire and give you an idea of what's possible. This session is going to be available on demand afterwards, so I wouldn't feel pressured or stressed or worried that, if you can't keep up, don't worry. So do what you can do. If you want to follow me along with office.com, please do, and try and do some of the stuff I'm doing. So I'm going to tell myself purposely, go slower. And even if I say that, I'm still going to go twice as fast or 3 times as fast, but I'll at least be 2 times speed only. And then finally, look, another big part is, there's today's session. There's a session on next Wednesday as well, and a session on the following Wednesday. So if you will, this is kind of like a 3-parter series. So with that in mind, that I know that, and I know the recordings are going to be available, I really didn't want to just do the same session 3 times. So I'm going to, start from the beginning and keep moving upwards. Or if you want to think about it, just covering a lot of the different things that I think, a teacher would like to know about Teams. So I'll bear that in mind. I won't aim to do everything today, and then I'll leave something for the next session and the following one. And I'll always give resources, so that's the key thing for me. I like to try and build capacity. That's my big thing. Right, next up, last one. I really hope you enjoy the session. That's the key thing for me. So it's all about just having a good time and enjoying it. So I'd say with that, let's get started. I'll do a small intro of me. My big thing really is I'm passionate about the impactful and meaningful use of educational technology in the classroom. And I'm a big advocate of technology, technologies and techniques that do the following. So these are just some of them, and you'll see one missing here that I always like to say myself personally. So here we go. For me, I'm big into, technologies that promote and support student and teacher well-being. So that's the real big thing for me. So about being happier, about getting things done, quicker or more efficiently, about things that reduce stress levels, And for me, that might translate in Teams to things like emojis, GIFs or GIFs, however you want to say it, or stickers, or the praise feature, or just being connected with people as well is really nice. So that's the kind of big thing for me. It's well-being is a big focus, and I pretty much usually put this one at the beginning. So I'd say, yeah, well-being, really big focus. I want to, I want to drive inclusive classroom practices. I want to make, I suppose I want to make my classroom be available to everybody, everyone welcome, everyone able to take part in as full, way as they can possibly do so. And if there's technologies that can help me help students, or technologies that can help me make my classroom more inclusive, please, I'm really big, I'm all for that. Next up, I really like active teaching and learning. So you might find out afterwards, like, I'm kind of passionate about this stuff. I like to have a bit of fun myself. And my kind of litmus test is if I'm not having fun in the lesson, I don't know if anyone else is having fun either. So, gauge your room, try and have fun with your, your learning community, with your classroom, with your colleagues when you're learning together, because that's the key thing. So active teaching and learning. So it's not just a passive experience, not just consumption, it's creation. And I like that. My other big thing that I really like is, technologies that help to amplify, and techniques as well, amplify and harness student voice. So, using really nice tools like Flipgrid that can make it very easy for students who are, normally shy to express themselves in a really nice way, or, amplify the voice that they have, which is amazing. Or, things like Microsoft Teams, maybe the chat function or chat feature, that some students really like chatting and using, emojis and GIFs. And maybe in the classroom, maybe they don't want to speak too much, using their actual voice. Maybe they want to use their sort of digital extension there, and they like collaborating on projects, on, documents and stuff in Teams. So that's nice. I'm a big fan of creating meaningful learning moments. So that's the big thing. So, even as I think to myself when I was a student, I can remember some really fun times in learning. And look, my memory's not, perfectly clear, I guess, of all of my time in school, but like you'll remember the really good moments as well, or the really fun things or good techniques that, teachers used that made the classroom really fun for you. I remember my favorite teacher was my business teacher, amazing person. And, I just remember some of the things that he did that made the class really fun. And yeah, it really encouraged me to want to get really interested in that subject and really just learn more. So I think always I want to try and be, like that teacher for other students. I want to try and be, someone who inspires and someone who encourages and lifts people up. So that's my thing. Fun, that's the big thing. So it's all about fun and enjoyment for me. So I think usually I use that as a test as well. Even the sessions I deliver, the way I engage with people. Look, I want to have fun as well in my job. I want to have fun in the classroom, outside of the classroom, with my colleagues, with, other teachers. So that's the thing for me. I'm always looking for areas and ways of, having fun, definitely. And again, as I said before, I'm currently working with Microsoft to support teachers in their use of, I put down here, Microsoft educational tools. And I always say to improve student and teacher outcomes. So that's the big thing. For me, it's about lifting everyone up, that kind of tide that rises all boats, or however they say that. So yeah, it's all about just improving outcomes for everyone. I often say making, learning more wonderful with the use of these tools. So that's my big thing. So I'm going to jump into it. There's my kind of slide. Follow along with me on office.com. And as I said, look, from the outset, the objective is introduction to Microsoft Teams, looking at the chat every now and then when I pop my head to the right or left. I'll put in like links to websites and resources afterwards. And look, I really hope you do enjoy it. So let's get started. Now, I do like to start from office.com for most of, I think, the training. And then I'm using the desktop version myself as well. So I'm going to start from office.com. And I'm just going to click Teams here. Now, so it's actually good that you see this, to be honest with you. So it says here, you're prompted. You can download the Teams desktop app and stay better connected. So that's always good, sounds good. So what you could do is you can click Get the Windows app. and it'll download the Windows app here. You'll click it, you'll run it, and then you'll see the version of Windows that's here, or the version of Teams that's down on my taskbar here. So it's like the desktop version or the Windows app. It's quite good. I really like it. A lot of the trainings, though, I will stay in and use the web app. But I'll click this and just so you see what it does. So click in here. Now it comes down here, Teams for Windows. You've got an exe file, and you can just simply click into that then and load it. You know, it'll launch up the Teams installer, or if you already have Teams installed, it'll just run it. So that's all good. I won't click it because we run the risk of disconnecting, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm just going to click to use the web app instead. And again, iOS, Android, all good. And that's one of the other big thing actually, or the other big things. Teams works great on like so many devices, which I think people miss sometimes. They think, oh, I need to have a certain device, but no. Teams has a great experience from your phone, from a desktop, a tablet, etc. It's all good. Maybe not a calculator, but who knows? Maybe in the future. Right, so I'm going to click use the web app. Now, first thing I might want to do actually, funny enough, is the minute I clicked into Teams, I was brought to this screen here, which is just, you know, this main screen. And I'm assuming, first of all, no prior knowledge. I'm assuming you don't know anything about Teams, but I'm still hoping that everyone gets something from the session. So let's see. You see here so far that I have 3, 4, 5 teams showing. I actually have a lot of hidden teams as well, to be honest with you. So how do you show your hidden teams? Well, you can just go like this and see them. Or how do you hide a team? Well, if I click the 3 dots here and I hover over it for a second, one of the biggest things that I think it's good to know is that 3 dots horizontally is more options in, you know, the Microsoft suite of tools. So that's nice to know, and in Teams especially. So let's click the 3 dots. Let's go for hide. We're going to go for hide, but there's any amount of different things you can do. Manage teams, channels, members, etc. So lots of different things that you can do, even down as far as deleting a team. But let's say I just want to hide that team from the list. Hide that team and tidy it up a little bit. And how do I go into a team that I have, you know, existing already? I'm going to show you that in a second. In the same way, though, that I showed you how to hide a team, when a team goes down to hidden teams, you can actually 3 dots and show that team. And it appears here. So 3 dots, hide the team, 3 dots show, and I believe, yeah, I did, yeah, I see the little red. By the way, if you ever want to know if you're recording, you can spot that quite simply for a couple of ways. You'll see that red dot there, recording. And if you hover over it, look at that, staying connected, call in progress, and you can also see, you know, that recording has taken place as well. So it's all good. I believe we're good to go, we're rock and roll. And see that little red, perfect. Now, what I might show you is how to show a hidden team. So if you click here and you just go for show, and again, click here and go for hide, all good. Now let's create a new team, and maybe just literally before that, how about we just have a look here and look at the 2 different spaces. And even another thing that's handy to do as well, you can move this, by the way. This is one handy thing. And very quickly to go back into the meeting, you can just click that and you can go back in. So sometimes I leave it there and I don't minimize it, but if you did want to minimize it, you could, and it'll just go back down there. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to close this off for a sec. I'm going to give myself a bit of space. I like to leave that there though, definitely. And let's have a look. If you look on the left-hand side here, they call this the me space or the my space. So I'm going to have a look. So you've got an activity feed. Not a lot going on in my activity feed right now, so I need to get more going on this test account. But you can see your activity feed. You can press the little filter button here, and what that can do, you can type to filter, or you can actually just see here, you know, unread, mentions, replies, reactions, etc. So if you clicked reactions, for example, you might see that someone liked a post, or someone, you know, loved a post or responded. So you'll see replies as well here. So there's lots of really good things. That's quite handy. So I think, you know what, like a really good thing to start off your day might be this. You might click on activity here, see your feed, and you might just filter down, oh, you know, did someone mention me? And then you'll see the specific mentions. I don't know how many people I've showed this to, and they're like, wow, that's pretty awesome. That's a good feature. So I think that's definitely, I'm just going to look to the right and see how the chat's going. That's definitely a kind of a nice feature that I would use. So I think it is, yeah. Right, let's keep going with this. I'll show you some more stuff here. Right, again, you've got these trending, yeah, that's always good. You've got chat's good. So you might see here different things here. You've got recents, or you've got you know, different chats. How do you start a new chat? Well, I'm going to show you. Press the new chat button, and then you might want to go to have a new chat with somebody. So maybe we just say Arden. So we're going to have a chat with Arden, the teacher. And I'm just going to say, hi Arden. Hi Arden, how are you today? Just like that. Hi Arden, how are you today? And I'm just going to maybe spice it up a little bit. We'll put a little emoji in there. So maybe a dancing penguin might be a nice emoji. So how are you today, dancing penguin? And if we want to really make it cool, you could put in a GIF as well. So penguin GIF. So like that. So very simple to put in GIFs, emojis, and you can put in stickers as well. So after that, you might decide you want a sticker. And I like this puffer fish sticker. It's really cool. So you might just to say, this is cool. So very simple way to have chats with people. Just press that pencil, or you can actually start the chat from there, or even other ways as well. If you saw Arden's picture and you hovered over it, so if you're ever looking at someone's like profile, you can go straight for you know, chatting and emailing and various different things that you can do. You can even go straight to a video call. You've got an audio call, view the organization, email, or again chat just by hovering over. Or look at that, even go from there and just put it in and it appears there. So lots of different ways that are really cool. And if you wanted to start a video call or an audio call, you can do it from here as well. So that's nice. So lots of different chats are possible. Another one that people like often is this one. So if you want to press the little icon here, the add people icon, and maybe you want to bring in Henrietta to have a chat about maybe something in your department. So you're going to add Henrietta to the conversation and press add. Now it's Arden and it's a chat with Henrietta also. So you might want to plan together, hi everyone. And then you might want to get better as well. So you see where you saw Arden and Henrietta? You might want to hit this little pencil button here, which names the group chat. So you might want to call it, I don't know, math planning group 1, something like that, and press save. So that's kind of nice. And then the other little trick I'd say is probably this. If you press the 3 dots on the group that you have, you've got a couple of things that you can do. You can pin that, which does this. It makes it into pins, and now you can like minimize all the other chats you have going on. So that's nice. Or if you press 3 dots here, you can mute it if there's a lot of different chatting going on and you want to maybe have a bit of sort of digital chill time for yourself. So that's okay to do that as well. Lots of different other things you can leave, obviously, the conversation, or you can do lots of different things. So that's pretty nice. I like that one. We're going to unmute that. And then also, look, super easy to share files even in a conversation. So you can just go in here into share and you can upload from your computer. And you can just very simply go in and maybe share a nice avatar or something like that. So it's uploading away there. I think I have a nice avatar of a, I think it's a unicorn. So that'll appear in here in a second when it loads up. Yeah, you'll see it's shared file. And again, it'll be in files avatar. So you are going to be treated to a nice, I think, unicorn. If my internet wants to load for me, it might do it later. Maybe, yeah, it will do. It's a bit slow. Yeah, so it works like that. It's pretty nice. Again, it'll work better on yours. The other thing that I like too is just being able to react as well. So if you hover over here, you get a little menu here. And you can have the 3 dots for more options as well. So there's actually a lot of really cool things. Or even this red by is pretty nice as well. So you have a whole host of different options, things that you can do, how easy it is as well to share a file with, you know, with your colleagues that you're working with. So you might want to just put in here a file in here. So maybe you want to put in a PowerPoint, for example. Yeah, we're going to replace that. So put it in here. It's uploading away here. It appears inline in the chat. It'll appear in files in a second as well. And there's some really cool things you can do. Just simply from a conversation you were having with people, just simply click into it. And then, yeah, it loads up. And I think one of the things that I really like as well, again, about Teams is just that you can, I think, bring the world into Teams and kind of bring the world into Teams and kind of just have as well, you know, easy conversations with easy files and collaborations and things like that as well. On the note of collaboration or, you know, conversation, when you open up the, you know, file, you can present or you can click conversation and you can just simply go, hi everyone, check out this file. And maybe you say, you know, it's really cool or whatever. So you just like that. So you're chatting within a file, so it's like inline, so it's really, really cool. You can open in the browser, you can download it, you can do lots of different things. So it's really, really nice. You can open your desktop app and then a whole host of options up here, and finally you can close it. Now, the one other great thing, that's chats. You've got contacts as well if you want to add favorites. You can create groups, all that stuff. I don't really, to be honest. You can go into Teams. You've got Teams here. You've got Calendar, etc. Probably, to be honest with you, I'm going to stick with the Teams today because I know that we've got one session. The one thing I might just show you actually is this files for a second. So this one I find useful when I show it for one reason. You've got your OneDrive here, which is, you know, your cloud storage. So it's your storage. It's your personal storage. And again, often people can't make the link between teams, which is, you know, if you have a class team, it's like a shared team. So there's shared storage. But is there a way to, you know, migrate or copy content across? So there is ways, yeah. So if you click into files here and you click into cloud storage OneDrive, you'll actually have your own files here. So maybe you want to make a little copy of, you know, one of these documents. So again, I'll just show some actions with the 3 dots. You could decide to copy. And again, just to be clear, this is your OneDrive, but I can look at it through Teams, which is really nice. And again, you can add additional cloud storage, so knock yourself out with that. So if you go 3 dots, I can actually just go to copy. Now browse teams and channels, and I can copy that into, let's say, the Surface team, for argument's sake, and then into general, and just hit copy. And that's it. That file then is copied from my personal storage into like a team storage for collaboration, or if it was notes for a teacher for their class, that's easy to do that. So that's cool. Now, jumping back into Teams in a second, and again, probably at the end, I'll have a look at some Q&A because, yeah, I think that's a better idea. And if there's stuff that you're wondering afterwards, so, you know, maybe we don't get to something, just connect with me on Twitter. So you can ask me questions there as well. So after session, whichever. So let's get started. You're probably wondering, okay, let's do this. I actually rarely hit this button, which is filter again, but you can, if you do have a lot of team stuff going on, like different class types or different team types, classes, PLC, staff, and other, you can filter them down. You'll see that all of mine are classes anyway. I really like them. And then you have more options as well. So managing teams or switching the view if you want to. That's cool. Right, so let's create a new team. Now, the one thing I want to say to you right now is there's a really cool option for, you know, a team code. So what you can do with this team code is you can join teams just by typing in that code, okay? So copy paste it or typing it in manually, you can join teams. So that's pretty cool. Right now though, I'm going to show you how to create a team, and then I'm going to show you how to get that code. I'm going to go for class team. Now, and I'm going to go for, let me see, I'm going to call it something. So I'm going to call it Q Maths team. And there'll be unicorns, you know it, there will be. So Q Maths team, press next. And okay, I'm going a bit fast. Rather than pressing next, actually, it's probably good practice for me to tell you that at this point, I usually say to people, okay, your team name is important actually. And I say, okay, there's the way you name your teams is what I call a naming convention. So they're just the way and the manner. So rather than doing it as kind of quickly as I did it there, which I was, you know, about to, maybe I'll do it this way. So I'll say possibly Q Maths SE 2020. So I'm saying it's the Q Maths team. SE is my initials for Stephen Eustace, and then 2020. So that might be the way I name all teams, or maybe I decide to lead with the subject. So math or maths, whichever you want. Q SE 2020, or some people might want to lead with the year 2020. So again, just the different ways that you decide that you want to name your teams. And then I think it's good for students as well that you have consistency in the way you name your teams, so that it makes it easier for them to see what subjects, what teams they're part of, or even collaborating with colleagues. It's nice as well. So that is, I think, something important. You know, it mightn't be a breaker for anyone, but I think it's good to have a good naming convention and maybe agree on it as a staff what your kind of common naming convention might be. Okay, let's go. And again, you can create teams using templates, which is cool as well. But right now, we're just going to go for this here. All right, press next. Now, so start typing a name to choose a group, so you can add from groups, distribution lists, or just people at your school. So right now I'm going to add students. So I'm going to add in Alex, and I'm going to add in Ashley. So 2 students, and I just typed them from the list and pressed add. and I'm going to add in a teacher. So you might say, okay, by the way, you can add your, add your students here manually, or there are other ways as well. But right now I'm going to show you the manual way. And I'm also going to show you the join code to get lots of students in very quickly if you are doing it manually. And, your school district doesn't just automatically have this populated for you. So based on your timetable. So teachers, what's the story here? Well, with teachers, the way I think of it is, let's say I'm teaching a class of math and another teacher is teaching with me, so co-teachers. So the idea of cooperating teachers, or co-teachers we call it here in Ireland. So I just say, okay, maybe Arden is also teaching this maths Q class with me. And if that's the case, then maybe I'm the lead teacher, so I might leave my initials up here, or maybe I decide to put in SE and AA 2020. So press add. So very easy, students have been added, teacher has been added as well, and I press close. Now, you'll see Ashley and Alex have been added to the team. Arden is in the team as well. Now, this is a cool button actually as well, and it's been moved up here. It's really good. It's a Meet Now button to have an instant meeting again with your class, with your colleagues. And again, that, I don't know if it's going to be something we explore today, possibly not. But, next week's session, it might be good to have a little look at. But it's just good to have a look at how simple it is to have a meeting instantly with your class just by pressing that button. Now, a couple of things, often I don't give it a nice little thing. I try and theme out my team if I can. So maybe we change the picture. Just hover over and press the pencil. Now, you might see different icons here, and you might say, oh, that's cool. Maybe my subject is maths, engineering, or, otherwise. Also, you might say, oh, post-primary or primary, so you can choose that. But maybe you want to upload a custom one for yourself. So let me see what one I'll put in. I had the avatar from earlier, so I've got this nice unicorn and I put it in here. And if my internet allows me, it'll refresh, but it may not either, so don't hold it against me. I was practicing it earlier, so yeah, net funny times. So it'll save changes. My internet in a second will either do it or won't, but I won't leave it too long if it does. So again, just how to change the icon or avatar on your team, simple stuff. And again, while that's loading up here on my side, which could take a bit, is click into Teams again, have a little look, and we can see if it has refreshed. It might not have done. No, not yet. I'm actually going to tell you one thing that I noticed for me anyway, right? Show you a good one. The first thing I would actually say to do is the following. I would advise you to click Files first. And I should have said that. And a magic folder is about to appear. Shazam. So we got a magic folder here called Class Materials. Now, so I've got the Class Materials folder. What is that? Well, Class Materials folder is this magical folder for teachers that is read-only to the members of your team, i.e. your class team, i.e. your students. So if you click in here, read-only class files go here. Students can only read these files, but only the teacher can edit. So that's really a nice place to put your notes, actually. It's really good. I can have one more go at doing the avatar here, and I'll upload. And again, I think I was having issues, so it might not work, but I did want my unicorn as well. So, or maybe I just settle for one of these guys. So yeah, I'll settle. Okay, there we go. I settled. That's fine. I can't always have my unicorns. Now, when you're starting off with a team, I don't know if you noticed, but you might just see here the team name. You can change your picture. That's cool. Remember I said there was like 3 dots for more options. So again, you've got lots of different options. Might just be good to have a little look here for a second. Now, here's a key thing. There's 3 dots here, which bring up this menu. Links to channels, email address for a channel. Interesting stuff. So that might be something you might want to use as well. So it'll bring up this. So again, maybe that's something you look into. I saw some really good stuff out there where people use the email address for a channel. Maybe you want to, I don't know. Other things that you can do, notifications. So you can manage the channel, which is cool as well. So who can post messages? So anyone can post. Show alerts, only owners can post. That's cool. You've even got some analytics as well. As it's just brand new, there's not a lot going on in here right now, which is that's okay too, I guess. Other things that you can do, if you actually go here though, manage team. Now, I like this for one reason. Let's say for argument's sake that you wanted to, well, you could do it a few ways. But let's say Arden or another student, you mistakenly made them an owner of the team. You can easily just click that drop down and make them a member. Or if you made a teacher a member or guest, and you want to make them, you know, an owner, you just do the same way. So up. The other thing that's nice here, what you can do is you can mute specific students. So if you've got a class of 20 students and you want to click just mute on students here for a little moment, you want to have some quiet time, you can just click mute. Maybe it's concentration time, so that could be good. So you might want to hold the chat for 5 minutes and then back again, boom, ping. So that's easy to do that. Other things too, if you hover over here, you can remove. So that I don't want to do it now because I don't want to kick Ashley out, but you can do that, or Alex. And again, you know, easy to promote or, you know, demote. You've got channel settings here as well. You can add a channel from this menu, and you can do a whole host of other cool things from here. You've got settings. I don't dwell on this too much because it's kind of up to whatever you want or how they start off in your organization, but you can have themes, permissions. So members, you want them to be able to make channels. I don't know, maybe you do. Delete and restore, add or remove apps, maybe you don't. Members can delete and edit their own messages, yeah. Maybe you want them to be able to create, update, etc. So, you know, member permissions, totally up to what you want. Guest permissions as well. Again, these will really vary depending on your organization and how things are set up from the like top level office. But yeah, you can have options here. Who can @mention? Now, the one thing I want to show you, and I'm going to show you by just going back in from the start, go into Teams. I'm going to show you how to get the join code. Watch this. Yeah, it went back in. Now, if you ever want to like go back or you get lost on something that I do often is just click that Teams button. I think it's pretty good. It brings me back. And if I want to see all my teams, I just press that. So I'll always go for that again, all teams. Watch that. Surface, go to all teams. It was a Friday dance. I love that one. So go all teams. Now, I want to go back into my team for a second. And then I want to go into get the join code. So how to get the team code that students can join my team. Click that, click manage team, go into settings. There's a button here for team code. Click it and then simply just click generate. Watch this. By the way though, noting, because oftentimes I end up asking this afterwards or saying it, sharing this code for people to join directly. You won't get join requests, that's good, and then guests won't be able to join with the team code, so that kind of gets ahead of can guests join with the team code. So hit generate, and then what you can do is you can full screen it, and then again you've got great stuff. Look, click join or create a team and enter join a team with a code card. So I'm going to actually show you this in operation. Would you like to see it? I think I'd like to show it to you, so let's find out. But what is the practical use of that? Well, you can copy that. You can give that code to your students. You know, you could project it at the top of the board and just say, hey, everyone, you know, go into Teams and click that code, and then everyone's in your class if they're in that day. Or if one or two students aren't in, you can add them manually or give them the code the following day. And then you can reset the code. So you can make it a new code. Or if you want to just remove the code entirely, just click remove. That's pretty nice. Now, I'm actually going to show you something, and this is good reinforcement, I think, as well. Let's create a new team, create a join code, and have a student join. So I'll show you how that looks in real life. So to create a team, or to get into Teams, we click Teams. That's cool. I like that. We click join or create a team. We go create a team. I'll go class team again. By the way, there are 4 team types. Today I'm just going to stick to looking at the class team type. My kind of most used teams would be class teams with my classes, staff teams with my colleagues, and then after that PLC and other. But like these are probably my most used: class, second most used, and then maybe third and fourth, but depends. So I stick mostly to class and staff myself. So class, now I'm going to call it Q Science 2020 SE. So I'll have my naming convention again. But this time, unlike last time, I don't add a student or a teacher. Strange, you might think. Okay. Now, what I'm going to go for is straight away to get the code. Manage team, settings, team code, generate. So a couple of clicks and then copy. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click into a student account. So I'm going to go into Alex here. I'm going to go into office.com as well for Alex. Now, what would a student do? Well, they click Teams themselves. Yeah, cool. Yeah, they do. Now, the pretty cool thing about this is I'll probably have to sign in because I've cleared stuff. So let's let it sign in here. Here we go. Oh, I hope I remember the password. Yeah, I did, luckily. So we click into Teams. Now, for Alex, just click back. Now, what would you do? Same idea, join or create a team. Only where it says enter the code, I've got that code from earlier, so just paste it and watch what happens. That's it. So again, it gets that student into the Q Science 2020 SE, and if I go back to my teacher account, I will see in the general, when I refresh, that is, of course, that Alex has joined. There you go, Alex is in the team. Awesome, we're good. Okay, so adding students, all good, I like it. Now, I think there's going to be areas I'll focus on today. So I'll focus on a little bit on channels, little bit on what's going on down here, and probably a bit of files, maybe nothing crazy, and then we'll leave you know, content that works for the next session and one in 2 weeks time as well. So right, what can a teacher do right now? You just created your class, you have your, you know, we'll go to our math one, we have created our class. What do I do first? Well, I guess it's probably nice to say hello to them, you know, maybe make an announcement. So I go down to this A with the paintbrush, just like this. Maybe keep the zoom level out. Yeah. Here, by the way, look at this. Click that button, announcement. So, welcome to our wonderful class. And you say, subheading, this will be so much fun. And then you might want to type the announcement. So you've heading, subheading, and let's actually type the announcement. So I like to do this one. So I say, hi. Now, I like this using the @ mentions. So I press the @ button on my keyboard. I have suggestions here for Arden, Alex, or Ashley, the 3 people in my team. But if I look and I type in the team name, Maths. So hi, Maths team. How is everyone? Let me know with an emoji in their reply. And then I say, I am, and I think today I am happy, yeah. And maybe even I want to put a GIF, I can do, but I can just press this. Before I go though, I can check who can reply. I can actually post this across multiple classes if I want to. So if I have the maths class, but I want to make that announcement as well in my science class, in the general. I want to make it in my English class, in the general, or maybe in Hamlet, it doesn't matter. I press update. That's going to post across 3 separate teams. Maybe I want to also give myself a nice color scheme or a nice illustration or upload an image. Maybe there, the nice mountains. And then after that, look, the sky's the limit here when it comes to like, a lot of people like to do tables. That's not a bad shout. You could do a table with like a list of things that you want to cover. You can do loads of stuff. So I'd say, look, play around with that yourself. Make it your own. Linking is very good. Loads of stuff. Maybe I'll give an example of some of that stuff rather than saying loads of stuff. So you might want to put there, say, I don't know, let me see. Now I'm just off the top of my head. Say hi to insert an emoji in chat or something like that. So say hi, and then you might want to put an emoji for that, just like that, and an emoji. Perfect, like that. Now you can just simply press in there. I think, yeah, and I pressed that button to knock out the announcement, but that's okay. I can actually go to edit after the fact if I make a mistake. So maybe I did it on purpose. No, I didn't. If I go and hover over and go 3 dots and go edit, I can change certain things about the message. So I can change some of the contents. I can change, maybe I made a mistake in spelling or something like that. Put in a different emoji or, you know, other stuff. And then I just simply press that when I'm done. Now, to do an announcement again, let's reinforce. Very quick. Announcement. I'm just going to go hi, hello, is everyone at maths okay? Yeah. And then put in an illustration, go with that this time. And then look, announcement, everyone can reply and post in 1 extra channel. Let's reinforce this. We'll go for the science and into the general. That's fine. Press update and then just simply go boom. That's how it looks. You get this little linky symbol here and it shows it's posted across multiple you know, channels and in this case teams. So that's nice, to be honest. Now, we've got good posting going on. What else have you got? Stickers, GIFs, emojis. By the way, attachments is very good. So you might want to start a conversation by uploading a file. So you might want to just go in here into stick in a file, maybe a Word document. So you might want to say upload it into class materials. If it's a read only, so that's the big thing here. And so click in for read only, or if you want, students to collaborate, just click upload file. Say, hi, have a look at this file, and then you go at, kind of getting into the hang of that at maths thing, and maybe you do a nice emoji like that. Yeah. So in the chat there, it goes, hi, have a look at this file. People can simply click on this, but also this is a nice little introduction into files, because if you click in here, you'll actually see the file sample is in files. Now, I selected to not put it into class materials because I knew that if it was something I wanted my students to be able to edit, if I put it into class materials, they can't edit it. So I kept it outside. So that's pretty nice. How about one of my students or a few of my students did something really good, like help one another, did something nice that I want to call out for being nice. I click the praise button. So I might want to say team player. Maybe I'm going to just call out Alex and Ashley for being team players. Yeah, do you know what? Arden was a team player as well. Everyone's a team player on my team. Great work, everyone. And then I press preview. And then I press send. So for me, again, remember I mentioned the kind of well-being, the using technologies to promote kind of, active teaching and learning, and then just improving well-being for everyone. So for me, I like to use things like this praise feature to, give people credit, make them feel good, encourage activity and collaboration. I like that. There's a lot of other different things you can do in here as well. One of them I hadn't really I hadn't planned to even show you, but because it's in post, if I want to do this, press 3 dots. Now there's lots of different ways to do this, but if I press 3 dots and go forms, or if I go at, do you see where it says get bots? You'll see different bots. You'll see forms as a bot, or Poly, whichever you like to use, and I'll just click that here. So I can just do at forms. Now, your question. So you might want to create a poll here. So if I click this button here, so watch this again, just at, and I can go, I think it's actually just at forms as well. Yeah, so at forms, create a survey, quiz, or poll very fast. Now, what can I do? Okay, you can do a simple question with answers. So I'll say it now. Do you like lemon cheesecake? Option 1, yes. Now, I was going to be sneaky and put 2 options for a yes, but we will give people the option to say no as well. And when I'm done, press return. And watch what's going to happen through the magic of Teams. So do you like lemon cheesecake? I would say yes, because I just made a lovely lemon cheesecake and I'm going to eat it, I think, in 4 hours when it's made fully. And it's not a baked one, it's a set one. So I'll press yes. So I'm biased. I definitely like lemon cheesecake. And also I'm going to put in here a reaction, which is the love heart reaction. So that's nice. So there's a really way, yeah, let me see. Yeah, so, and like there are a few questions, but it's just some that I can draw upon. I'm going to jump into files in a second. I'll make sure we're kind of getting there. Announcements here, bringing in an attachment. And I suppose one of the key questions that was asked was this. If I brought in the attachment this way, everybody can edit this document, and everybody is editing the same document by this way of doing it. So watch this. I'm going to show you by what Alex actually sees. If Alex goes into the maths team, so this is Alex, the student here, and if he goes into either files or he clicks that button, he can click into that file and he can actually change some stuff. So what he might decide to do is maybe get rid of that and insert a picture from Bing of a nice cat. And that's okay too. I wouldn't have a problem with that in my class. So there's a picture of a nice cat. Alex has changed the document and he might want to put nice cats. Now, the key thing here to note though, that has changed that document for every student that looks at it after the fact, because again, it's a document that's sitting in the file section outside of the class materials folder. Now, you might ask me, and this is a good reinforcement, How about if I don't want students to change my files? So I go upload files. I go with PowerPoint, for example, upload it in here. Now, it's a PowerPoint in the class materials folder. So let's see what Alex sees again there. Do a little refresh here. So this is Alex, the student's account. Click into class materials. Click into the PowerPoint. Now, I love it. Read only, you don't have permission to edit this file. So that's the experience that they would have. They can't edit the file. Now, how do you have a scenario where you want, there is one scenario I like, to be honest with you. There are a good few, but the one I like to do is this. You can actually do something here where you set up a group presentation for students by pressing, now I'm the teacher here again, I'm in the general file, general channel, I'm in files, and I press new PowerPoint, cats presentation. If you saw my Twitter, you know I'm into cats right now. I'm loving my 2 kittens, but they're so nice. Now I can put cute cats. Now, and you can enter a subtitle or whatever you want, or you can, that's actually nice. So this is a nice one, cute cats, look. So you can get the designer to help you with some cute cats. What is nice about creating a PowerPoint is if you right click here and create new slides, so watch this, 2 new slides. You can actually say that this is Alex's slide and this is Ashley's slide. So what you might say to your students is then, okay, can everyone jump into the PowerPoint that I just made? Now I'm going to do one better though. Shut down the PowerPoint. There are other ways of doing this as well. But what you might say is, okay, I'm the teacher. I want to make it easier for people to get into that presentation. I'm going to go 3 dots. I'm going to pin it to the top. Okay, they're going to see that. But I'm also going to go 3 dots, make this a tab. So there's so much goodness that you'd have to come to next week's session to learn all about tabs and all this good stuff. But I'm going to make it a tab, and look at the magic here. You've got a presentation. Now, how about if Alex jumped into that presentation with me? Let's find out. So Alex can see cat presentation, new. He sees it in the files, and now he's in the presentation with me. He's jumping into his own, and then he's putting in a nice picture of a cat. Insert picture from Bing Pictures, cute cat, cute even, if I can spell properly. Now, that one, I think. Yeah, nice cat. Now, Alex is working away. What I love, by the way, love it. Look at this. It shows the teacher here as well. You can even see where I am. So look, so the student can say, go to the teacher's location. Where are they? What are they doing? Also, by the way, it's very easy for us to have a chat during it. So lots of different ways to do it. First of all, you'll see comments here, which sometimes, to be honest with you, even I might click it myself, but the chat is up here. This is just inline comments in the document, and this is chatting. So again, I haven't enabled the conversations. On the teacher side, I would have, but you can have chats there. The other big thing to show you actually is this. Do you see this button? Expand the tab. So that shows you, I say treat yourself to more screen real estate. So it's a nice way of doing it. That's a lovely way to spin up a document that every student can edit. But I like the PowerPoint format because you could have 30 slides, 30 students in a PowerPoint. I think that's pretty nice, to be honest with you. And yeah, lovely. I hope you did. Yeah. Now, the other thing I want to show you, and I know it's 2:54 here, or it's 54 minutes past. I've shown you posts and I've shown you files. You might say, okay, this is good. I'm liking it. I just want to show you the story here with channels. And it's actually not that hard if you think about it. This is a maths channel, or this is a maths team. So if I say add channel, for me, I sometimes decide to make the channels my topics, units, areas of learning. So I say, okay, I want algebra here to be one. And then I add it. And maybe then I want, rather than have it by topic, I want to maybe have a theme, so like quizzes. Also, I might decide to have a channel for video resources. I might want to have a channel for maths meetings, you know, if I want to have a specific designated channel. So normally for me as a teacher anyway, I'm always just using these channels as topics: algebra, measure, geometry. But maybe some teachers might decide, if you had the same 30 students all day, well, then you might decide to have the channel to be English, you know, math, you know, Spanish, you know, that's science. So it just depends. If you have the same group all day, like at primary school, or kindergarten level, you might decide that these are actually your subjects that you're teaching. But for me, maybe I'm teacher of just one group of maths, then it's the topics. So that's nice. There is another thing that's nice here, and I'm just going to show you this one. If you press science and you we go add a new channel. We're going to call this one unicorns. Now, watch this one. If you press the Windows key and what we call full stop in Ireland, or period, you get the emoji keyboard up. And I think this is one of the, lovely, Noel, thanks. You're a champion. You can bring up different emojis. So you might decide to bring up smiley faces or a unicorn here. I should know off by heart where my unicorn is there. So you might want to make a channel with an emoji. Some teachers love as well to have channels, or some people love to have numbers behind their channels. So automatically favorite, and then we've got unicorns with lots of nice emojis. There's some amazing, even teachers in here in this meeting right now, they love using these emojis and GIFs and all these cool things. The one key thing I want to show you, and hopefully that you'd take away from this, is actually the following. Watch this. Let's say I've got unicorns, files, and I click into unicorn files. I don't know if you notice it, but watch this. There's nothing here. If I was to create a new folder and I call it unicorns, I don't know, food or something. What do unicorns eat? Who knows? I don't know. And I go into unicorns food. If I go back into general and into files, you'll actually see that it's a separate file structure. So each channel has a separate file structure, but also a separate chat structure. So do you see in posts? So I love unicorns. And then I put in some, and I can actually just search here. Oh, I can't. I can do on the Windows keyboard, which I always do. Or look, new knowledge, window key and the full stop. So I love unicorns, and pop in some unicorns. Maybe I want to put in a GIF. Unicorns, that's a nice one. And then boom, just like that. But I don't know if you noticed, but see the posts here in unicorns channel? It's different to the posts in the general channel, and also the files, just to keep repeating myself. You'll see the class materials folder is unique to files, okay? So that read-only folder is unique by default to files. And then you'll see the files here with the unicorns channel is different. The other key thing to note as well is that when you're in the general channel, you're going to see files, class notebook, assignments, grades, and the CAT presentation. Whereas in unicorns, you won't see the class notebook, you won't see assignments or grades. So that's something to note. Now, as we're coming to the end, I just want to put out a few bits and pieces here. In the chat, I'm going to stop recording in pretty much now, actually. I hope you had a really nice time, first of all. I'm going to give you resources now, by the way. So if you want to stick around for the resources, please do. So connect with me on Twitter, please do. I'm going to click stop recording. So feel free to, if you want to come off mute or whatever you want to do, that's cool. And I'm going to pop resources into the chat conversation structure now. So let's do that. So stop presenting. And I'm also going to stop recording.